AnNoor Mosque and Community Centre in Acton, London has for many years been providing vital services for its community.
That's right. Its hard-working, tight-knit team has established a key centre for the area. Joining us tonight, the team behind it, so please welcome to Living the Life, Khalid Rashid, Farouk Abdul Malik and Saeed Kasela. Assalamu alaikum, gentlemen.
And if you're confused, they're all sitting in the right order.
You are indeed, of course.
And we'll start off with Khalid. I mean, you are the founder of the actual centre, but let's just go back to 1993, because you weren't a Muslim at that time.
Well, I was close to becoming a Muslim in the
Christian background. Tell us about the journey. What was that point?
Well, you know, it's a long road of explaining, because when you start to search for the truth, or you believe that you need to find the truth, and the life that you've been living, you know that there was something missing. So once I started that journey to try comprehend that this religion which I heard about, Islam, was there, I knew no one who was Muslim that had given me any form of dawah. So I started a journey of searching for this beautiful religion. So, you know, due to the ups and downs of life, I really, you know, went to Jummah prayer, started going to do this Jummah prayer. I didn't know what it was. And every Friday I would dress like a Muslim and I'd go and pray. But I was not a Muslim.
Mashallah.
I would leave my work and I'd go into the masjid in an organization called Masjid al-Taqwa.
Ah, yes.
And I would pray with Sheikh Musa and other brothers. And I did that for about 3 or 4 months.
You know, it's not uncommon for people to do that. I've met many people, they even start fasting, they start praying, but they haven't yet accepted Islam themselves. I mean, you took that step, you've established Islam, but you've gone way beyond that, mashallah, and established this community centre, AnNoor Community Centre, and you are its founder. Why did you feel it was important to set up another community centre, another masjid in that part of London?
Well, during the initial stage of me being in Masjid al-Taqwa, there was another brother who was with us. His name is Abu Samad Mustafa. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him the paradise.
So this is your friend who's passed away?
He passed away. But he was the initiator of this institution. The idea was formed around him. Although he was never there, but without his initiation, Masjid AnNoor would never have existed.
I mean, was it the case that there wasn't a prayer facility in the area, or you felt you needed something a little bit different? Because we come on to the actual difference in a few minutes.
Well, the fact is, you know, being a revert, coming to Islam, and you walk into a masjid and you give salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and you're waiting. Nothing. So it made us feel, wow, if we're going to give you salams and there's no response from the people in the masjid, then we feel like there was no place for us.
I mean, it's a terrible thing to say, but I mean, I've heard it so many times from converts and reverts saying that they didn't feel that they were welcomed into the community. We know that's not true of all places. Of course, many places are very, very welcoming.
Absolutely.
But it is true of some, unfortunately. So you've gone on. I mean, Farouk, mashallah, you're the manager of this establishment of AnNoor Community Trust. What is it that you try to do there that's different from your standard? Because we know when we look at our community, we see the problems with the youth, we see how the women are marginalised in many things, the converts. We know we need to do something to support these people. What is it that you guys are doing that's different from traditional centres?
Well, I think one of the things that we try to do, first of all, is we try to create a family atmosphere, right? And as Brother Khalid said, that, you know, sometimes, you know, in our growing up in the deen, you venture to various different mosques, and you kind of you feel the vibes as you walk in, right? What we try to do at AnNoor, we try to make everybody welcome. We try to make everybody feel that they have somewhere to go if they need various services, and, you know, specifically the children. We really focus on the children, right? So the kids, sometimes they come there, they mess about, and sometimes some of the worshippers, they get a little bit irate. But we say, look, leave them alone, let them do what they have to do.
Which is very different, isn't it, from the approach of many mosques.
I mean, you started off, yeah, it's always that big announcement, don't bring the children to the masjid, please, you know. But you know, you started off with a rented space. How big a space are we talking about at the moment? What kind of size are we talking at?
Ooh.
How many people come to pray? What would you say is the capacity?
I would probably say we could hold easily 1,200, 1,500 people.
Really?
Mashallah.
1,500
That's
people?
Yeah.
I mean, look, you spoke about children's services, the masjid itself, there's a community centre, but on top of that, obviously, you're being welcoming. Better dawah brings our final guest into the fray. Assalamu alaikum. And you embraced Islam through the centre, mashallah.
I embraced Islam 28 or 29 years ago.
Wow.
And when I'd done it, or before I'd done it, I was a racist. Today I'm married to an African.
Alhamdulillah. That's fantastic.
You should write in a book.
I used to go to a mosque called El Muntada,
Oh, yes, in
where I
South
met
London.
Rahim.
Yeah,
You met this guy?
Yeah, he's a very
Did he
well-known
have hair on his head
character
at that time?
No, no. I think even back then in the early 90s, he still had no hair.
What colour hair have I got, brother?
Grey.
Mashallah.
Black.
Alhamdulillah. Well,
So, where's your link with the centre then?
Well, I left El Muntada because the buzz went. And then I came to AnNoor, and I sat there for a couple of weeks, and went, oh, this place needs a lot of help.
So you weren't travelling around London trying to look for the buzz, so to speak?
No, I came to this mosque and I got the buzz.
you got the bus.
Back.
Now, you're an electrician by trade, so you're saying there's a lot of work to be done. Was that your kind of input, get involved, trying to get the
Well,
place
what
done?
it is they had another electrician called Tajuddin, if I'm saying it right, and Khalid kept turning and saying, I'm getting fed up with him, keep saying, oh, inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. So I thought, what's
As the
wrong?
Muslims
As
do.
they do, inshallah. I think people who visit Muslim countries often, they think inshallah means
So
that
I
it won't
turned and
happen.
said to him, well, what
Yeah.
do you want? He said, well, we want some plugs. I can't do it tomorrow. We want an electrician to do it. I am an electrician.
Fantastic.
And that was it. That was your
That was it.
inroads in,
Kind of-
as they say.
if I can come back to you, in our introduction we mentioned about it's a place for people of faith and a place for people of no faith. Is it something that you do? I mean, do you reach out to the non-Muslim community?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, for the first 3 years, I had a very torrid time with the neighbours. Obviously, the centre was renowned for its alcohol, its dancing,
Right.
and all the other things that you'd find in the club
Presumably before it was...
before it became.
It's always surprising the places that become masjids. And we were talking, you mentioned this earlier on.
Yeah.
When people built these things,
Yeah.
they didn't think
It's
they were going to
amazing.
become masjids.
Well, during the Jummah prayer, after the Jummah had completed, I said to the people, it is ironic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, before the first brick was laid in this place, Allah knew that this was going to be an Islamic centre.
Place of ibadah.
But now here we are. We have cleared out all the pumps for the alcohol. We've removed the bars. We have done all the necessity that we needed to do. Now we are here worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I said, look around you. So I reminded people, look around you. The whole idea at the end of the day, reaching out to the communities is the most profound thing that I need to do.
Sure.
And we intend to do that. And, you know, my colleague Farouk called our next phase, phase 5. Once phase 5 has been completed, then we'll have a coffee morning for all the neighbours.